Greetings, Vincers, Delaney's, heroes and heroines. You're tuned in to Project SuperVillain. I'm your host, Arc Drifter, and today we're jumping into the top 5 of October. Wait, it's actually a top 10. There's so many games, we couldn't even freaking concise it down to 5. There's just too many. So anyways, yeah, it's going to be jam-packed. Because of that, I'm probably going to be talking a little bit less about each game, so just be wary of that. But yes, I know we're late. I know it's middle of October already, frick. But yeah, I mean, there's only one of these games is actually like before this video came out. Actually, most of them are right at the end of the month, because that's pretty much prime time for when games come out. That being said, let's just jump into it.
Number 10, Star Ocean: The Divine Force. Coming out October 27th for the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and the Xbox Series S and X, developed by Square Enix and Tri-Ace and published by Square Enix. This third-person action-adventure JRPG has colorful hack and slashing throughout, and you play as Raymond or Leticia throughout the main story, each with different abilities and skills and featuring different dialogue options. Fly or walk around a wide open world. Your party consists of up to 4 people, allowing you to swap who you are playing on the fly. Battles feature a stop time function, which works exactly how it sounds. The game features seamless transitions between roaming and battle. During combat, perform basic attacks to build up points to use for special attacks. Basically, Star Ocean's now Final Fantasy VII, the remake. I don't really know much about Star Ocean, but from what I understand, it's undergone a lot of changes throughout the years, much like a lot of other games that have been going on similarly in its length. Look for Star Ocean Divine Force on October 27th. Number 9, Mario & Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Coming out October 20th exclusively for the Nintendo Switch, it's developed and published by Ubisoft, and it's a tactical role-playing, turn-based strategy game. It features large, mainly linear maps, but you'll be finding coins, secrets, and random NPCs along the way. When you encounter enemies, you'll enter a battle mode, in which case, like I said before, it is a turn-based strategy simulator. Take turns beating the crap out of each other, and this story seems to feature more of the Super Mario Galaxy universe than the typical Mario Kingdom stuff. So look forward to seeing probably Rosalina, any Lumas and that kind of stuff. You see the Lumas in the trailer, so that's how I know this. Anyways, that seems to be what the story is all about, but play as new characters, including Bowser this time. He's not an enemy, he's going to be teaming up with you. I don't know why everybody just forgets about the fact that he kidnaps people, but whatever, let's just move on. Number 8, New Tales from the Borderlands. Coming out October 21st for the PC, the PS4, the PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, and the Nintendo Switch. It's developed by Gearbox and published by 2K. So this is the sequel from the first game, Tales from the Borderlands, which was actually developed by Telltale. If you forgot about them, they still exist, actually. They came back. They're going to be making other games, but for some reason this isn't one of them. This is 2K's now. I guess they bought the rights to it or something. But anyways, it is a sequel, and it's taking place in the midst of a TDR invasion, and you'll be playing as 3 friends, Anu, Octavio, and Fran. For those unfamiliar, it is a choice-based game featuring quick-time actions and shooting segments, every now and again some other random mini-games, but this kind of game is mainly more of a story simulator. You may have heard of games like Dark Pictures Anthology, Heavy Rain, Until Dawn, games like that, except this isn't a horror game, it's actually more of a comedy. And it's going to be featuring all that zany stuff you love from the Borderlands universe. The iconic Borderlands humor combined with classic Telltale formula, minus the Telltale. Anyways, we'll see how this tale tells. Next one. Number 7, Bayonetta 3. Coming out October 28th for the Nintendo Switch, developed by Platinum Games and published by Nintendo themselves. It's a third-person hack and slasher where, if you're not familiar already, I'm not like a huge fan myself, to be honest. I want to be. I haven't tried it, but I should definitely do it soon. Basically, a game where you're playing as a demon witch with the power to control your own hair. That makes you... you can use your hair to fight. In this game, you'll be preventing the destruction of many worlds, I'm assuming including your own. You'll be fighting monsters and demons and hordes, or as giant enemies. And you'll use your own giant demons to play as, or to command. It's either called Demon Masquerade or Demon Slave. Those are the 2 new abilities that are in this game, at least the featured ones. I'm assuming there's more to the game than that. On top of this, you have your typical actions that Bayonetta already had in the previous games, like the time manipulation, like slowing and stopping. But yeah, it's just more Bayonetta. If you are a fan of the other 2, I'm sure you'll be a fan of this. Definitely check it out on October 28th. Number 6, Resident Evil Village: Shadows of Rose DLC. Coming out October 28th as well. Man, that is a popular day. For the PC, the PS4, the PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, and it'll be coming out on Nintendo Switch on December 2nd. Developed and published by Capcom, play as Rose Winters in the campaign expansion to the acclaimed first-person survival horror. I'm definitely intrigued to try this. We had a good time playing it ourselves on our channel. We have a Let's Play of it and everything. So we'll probably be playing this as soon as it comes out as well. There's new content for Mercenaries mode as well, and it allows you to play as Chris Redfield, Heisenberg, and Lady Dimmadome. You can play the full campaign in third-person mode, though you still won't get to see Ethan's face apparently, which I really don't know how that's going to work with my mouse moving way faster than a camera could. Maybe there's a stop, there's probably like a block on it or something. I don't know. Apparently you can't see his face somehow, and I don't know how that works. Number 5, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. October 28th, again, popular day. We've got this game coming out for the PC, the PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, and it's developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision Blizzard. Just like every other year, we can expect Call of Duty in the fall season, but you'll be elated to know this will be the first game in many years to apparently have more than a 1-year shelf life, with the next Call of Duty supposedly set to release in 2024. More story completely reimagined and featuring innovative angles and missions starring returning favorites Captain Price, Gaz, Soap, Ghost, and many more. This entry looks to be one of the most prolific games to date, with the return of campaign mode. Expect some massive maps with excellent design, but will also push the limits of your hardware. New mechanics include peeking over ledges, the dolphin dive, or the swan dive is what some people call it. I don't know why people call it that, but yeah, the swan dives return. Advanced water mechanics, so there's going to be like some really good water physics in this game. They worked really hard on that apparently. And there's going to be new gear and returning gear and equipment, of course. The Gunsmith 2.0 allows players to fully build weapons and customize more than ever before. You can pretty much make an assault rifle into an SMG and vice versa, and there's just so much more you can do with it. Some new modes featured include Invasion mode, where it's eliminate or be eliminated. It's a large open map, pretty chill mode where it's 20 players and 20 AI versus another 20 players and 20 AI. So it's a pretty big game. And basically in this mode, you just do whatever the hell you want. You go up on the top of a rooftop and snipe, and you can just sit there and fight other snipers if you want. It's kind of a really chill mode, and that's basically all they're labeling it as. There's prisoner rescue as well, which is locating hostages and then you escort them via like a carry mode. So whenever you find these hostages, you put them on your shoulders. You can't use your main weapons, you only can use your pistols. I think maybe your knives and your fists if you don't have either of those equipped. And you're just supposed to defend them as you make your way to a certain point. There's no respawns, but there is revives enabled. There's a third-person POV mode in this game. It's a specific mode to go to, but it's just another way of playing Call of Duty, I guess, and it's featuring the third-person angle that a lot of people love. We'll see how that does. Maybe it'll be really popular, and they'll actually start to put more effort into it, but we'll see. The last big mode that I'll talk about, because we've already gone on so long, is the Spec Ops mode, which is making a return. It features that classic two-player action. Going to be featuring a lot of missions, mainly circling around one person being on the ground and another person being in a gun, but hopefully they have some of the regular ones where you're both boots to the ground as well. Just a fun game mode. I hope it's good. I hope the whole game is good, because honestly, this is the most excited about a Call of Duty I've been in a long time. Modern Warfare 2 back in the day was one I really enjoyed, so I'm definitely hyped up to see this one, and I hope it does well. But yeah, I also don't want to support Activision Blizzard, so it's tough to say. It's tough because we also have another one on the list here that we have to talk about. But anyways, let's move on. Number 4, Gotham Knights. Coming out October 21st for the PC, the PS5, and the Xbox Series S and X. It's developed by Warner Bros. Games Montreal and published by Warner Bros. Interactive. It's a third-person action-adventure brawler RPG in Batman Arkham style. The free-flow combat system makes a return, and if you're not familiar with that, well, Batman Arkham, Spider-Man, those are games that feature it. Just basically you can hit a button in a direction, your combat's gonna fly over there, and just, it's not a hard combat system to master, it's just a very fun one, but it also has a higher skill ceiling than you'd expect, because there's always lots of combo potential. This game's made by the developers of Arkham Origins. Despite what you thought might be an obvious decision, it is actually not a 4-player game, it's a 2-player online co-op. Fucking knuckleheads. This game looks like it'd be a perfect 4-player co-op, but I'm not sure why they didn't go for it. They feature the 4 characters, Robin, Nightwing, Red Hood, and Batgirl, and you're facing the Court of Owls, some sort of like ancient society I'm not too familiar with. But yeah, like they really dropped the ball in not doing this as a 4-player game, but that being said, it's 2-player, so you can at least do that. It's going to have a pretty in-depth story featuring a plot that revolves around Batman apparently being dead. So it's also going to have an open world. I don't know if Batman's actually dead. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe he's alive. Who knows? I have trouble believing Batman's dead. That's just not something you hear too often. But that being said, so in this game you find costumes throughout. I'm not too sure. I think you can actually customize them, but look into that if you're interested. You can upgrade your gear and abilities by finding blueprints in missions as well. But yeah, each character looks like they feature kind of a different combat style. You know, Red Hood's got his guns there. Nightwing kind of just jumps around the map. It does look really cool, so definitely check this out. It does look a lot of fun, but I feel like they kind of dropped the ball not doing it as a 4-player co-op. We'll have to wait and see if they add that as a feature later, or if the game doesn't need it. Maybe I'm just talking out my ass and the game's actually really going to be good without it. But who knows? Check it out if you're interested. That's Gotham Knights, coming out October 21st. Number 3, Scorn. Coming out October 21st for the PC and for the Xbox Series S and X. It's developed and published by Ebb Software, also published by Kepler Interactive. It's a first-person survival horror game. You might think it's an action game, but really it's not. It's not a shooter. It has guns, but the use of the guns are extremely rare, and you need to be really, really sparing with them. So it is a lot more of a survival horror than it is an action horror. Keep that in mind. It's also got a lot of body horror in it, so if you're not like comfortable with like body parts just being strewn all over the place and literally the map itself being a living creature, then yeah, you might not like this game. Everything about this game is pretty fucking gross, actually. It's nasty. Look at that shit. Gross. But anyway, basically what you would expect hell to look like. So anyways, you're walking around some sort of industrial civilization that's essentially a living creature. The game notably doesn't feature any dialogue either. It's a completely voiceless game. So that's kind of interesting too. It's going to be interesting seeing how they tell a story without any sort of dialogue, but I've seen games do it before. So that's just an interesting point to note. But yeah, I am extremely interested in this game. I always like a good survival horror game, and this one just looks different than others, so I'll definitely be taking a look at this one for sure. It's going to be on Game Pass, and you know me, I like my Game Pass. But yeah, check out Scorn on October 21st. Number 2, Overwatch 2. This is the only game actually that came out before my video did, but that being said, my video's out pretty late. This game came out October 4th. It's for the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, the Xbox Series S and X, and the Nintendo Switch, developed and published by Blizzard. Well, I've been pretty critical of this game for the past while, and I'm going to continue to be. Don't worry, I'm not going to drop my guard. For those that don't know, I'm a big Overwatch fan. I've been a fan for a long time, and so I've obviously was pretty excited to see how this game would do. Like, dude, I was playing for the first 10 seasons, like, ranked and stuff, and then dropped down to a more casual approach after that. So anyways, I really like this game. I wanted to see how good it was, and I tried it when it came out, and it was pretty fun. I gotta say, there's a lot of changes in the game, but they all worked pretty well, and the game is still enjoyable. Obviously, it's feeling pretty fresh right now with all the changes too, so we'll see if they can keep up with that. They are planning on keeping a roadmap going, and so the updates are going to keep coming, and we can expect them to keep the game alive, hopefully. They kind of said that with the first game too, and then it dropped off. I would have been happy to see the first game continue on forever, if you ask me. So yeah, tons of different character changes across the board. Pretty much every character has some sort of minor tweak. That's for a different video though. Go watch somebody else describe every single change to all fucking 25 plus heroes in the game. I don't remember how many there are. But that being said, one of the biggest elephants in the room to talk about is the lack of PvE that was promised for the longest time from these guys. We're going to be getting some sample gameplay, in quotations, in not even early, they just said sometime in 2023, so I have no idea when that's happening. All I know is it's kind of bullshit, to be honest. Like, they said they were going to have this ready, and they showed us some details. They showed us some gameplay even like a year ago or something. I don't even remember when that was. Could have been a couple years ago at this point. But anyway, it's like they just gave up on it, and now they're doing just PvP again, and that's what they're focusing on. But we're going to be getting PvE eventually, so this kind of just reminds me of how long Fortnite took to get their Save the World stuff out. So the game's basically now like every other live service game as well. They've kind of turned it into free-to-play, live service, battle pass, you know, just the works. Everything's as you'd expect it to be with an online multiplayer of 2022. So, you know, you got lots of players that own the copies of Overwatch 1. I had fucking 3 copies. One for my PlayStation, one for my PC, and one for my Xbox. And dude, Now I just have Overwatch 2, which everybody owns, and all I got from that was to keep my skins and some legacy credits. So that was fucking awesome. I appreciate that a lot. You know, like that made me feel really good, like a value customer. Anyway, uh, so yeah, we all on the free-to-play game now. Weird decision, whatever. The range of skins will no doubt expand, at least with the addition of Battle Pass, because that means they'll be getting tons of money for it, and they can justify making tons of skins. There better be like Fortnite level fucking skins going on here, dude. But anyways, there's even skins that feature customization. The current like legendary skin on display for the Battle Pass right now is a Genji skin that has customization. I think that's really cool, and I hope they keep that idea going. But goddamn, blocking heroes behind the Battle Pass for people that don't own Overwatch 1 was a weird decision too. That's right, if you're just starting out now, you don't get to play every hero. You get a limited selection, and you're going to have to buy them by playing the game over hours. So if you need to pick a certain hero to fucking counter somebody, which is this is Overwatch, it's a game about countering fucking heroes, then too bad, you don't have enough money to do so. Fuck you. That's what Blizzard wants you to think anyway. That's how they're running it, so that's just how it is. Don't get me wrong, League of Legends does it like this too, but they have a lot of heroes now at this point. And also tons of ways to make the free currency, so Overwatch has to replicate that like accurately, otherwise this is just bullshit. But on top of that, yes, we've got just basic Battle Pass crap. If you're used to every other live service, it's just buy, that's all they want, and that's not too surprising of Blizzard to adopt, honestly. So that being said, this is Overwatch 2. If you like what you see, give it a shot. It's free to play, so you can at least play the game without having to support the company too much. That being said, that's it for number 2. Number 1, A Plague Tale Requiem. Yeah, that's right, there's no honorable mention this time. You guys can suck it. This is supposed to be a top 5 series, but we made it a top 10 just because of how many releases there were. I don't need 11, 10's good enough. Anyways, this game's coming out October 18th. It's released on the PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, and the Nintendo Switch, developed by Asobo Studios and published by Focus Entertainment. It's a third-person stealth action horror. So, if you're not familiar, there's already a first game, A Plague Tale Innocence, that came out a few years ago. Very, very awesome indie game. I highly recommend checking it out. You play as Amicia, who is basically the older sister to Hugo, and both of them are living through the French Revolution, plague era of times, and there's literally the plague is going on still, and there's plague rats everywhere that can fucking kill you in mass hordes. It's fucking insane. So anyways, play this game. It's really cool. This is the second one though, so yeah, minor spoilers. Takes place a few months after the events of the first game. Hugo and Amicia are heading south. The plague is still a thing. You gotta be careful of it. Though Hugo's having strange dreams telling him to go to an island. It's basically just going to be more of what you love with A Plague Tale, plus more features. It looks like Amicia now has a crossbow. She's more experienced, and so we'll see what kind of new abilities Amicia is going to get to have in this one. But she used a slingshot in the first game basically throughout the entire thing. So that was pretty cool. Big spoilers for the first game, skip like a minute ahead. Hugo now has the ability to control the rats, because that was what happened at the end of the first game. He got that ability, and he seemingly has it as a cost of his well-being. So whenever he uses it, it can help you out of a tight jam, but you're depleting his health as you go. So I don't know if that's going to play into the game itself, where he could die if you use the powers too much, or if they're just not going to let you use it until very particular moments. But we'll have to wait and see. The game looks absolutely breathtaking, as the first one did. Just beautiful. I can't wait to try this game. Again, it's another one that's coming out on Game Pass, so if you have that, you get the kick, just play the game. So that's pretty awesome. But yeah, in this game, you're also going to just be trying to find a cure for Hugo. Let's get this kid better. He's been sick for 2 games now. So anyway, looks really cool, man. I don't have a lot more to say about it. I know I had tons to say about the last one, but it's just Overwatch shit. This one, I put at number 1 because I am literally just more excited about this one than I was about Overwatch 2. This game is going to be so good. I am hyped as fuck for it, but that's all I really know about it. So look into it. Play A Plague Tale Innocence if you haven't, and that's it for the freaking list, guys. Holy shit. And that's the end of the top 10 video. Well, next month we might go back to top 5 formula. I'm not too sure. But anyways, if you like this video, please support the channel. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you like what we're trying to do here.
And if you want to support us even further, make sure you share the video with your friends. Man, go check out other content, whatever. We got streams every Friday, twitch.tv/Project SuperVillain. It's a good time. Also, if you have a favorite on here, which one was it? Let me know. If you have any games that we didn't talk about that's coming out this month, please tell us in the comments. We'd love to have a conversation about it. I know this October and this November, like, we're gonna have some really good games coming out, and I'm for sure gonna miss a couple awesome ones. Make sure you let me know which ones I missed in the comments down below. Let me know what your number one would be in the comments as well. But that being said, we're gonna leave the video here today. That's it. Like I said, check out Twitch, check out Twitter, check out all of that stuff, subscribe, all that good shit, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Project Dismissed. Peach out. Yeah.